Hello people and welcome back to the second tier list video, and this time it's going to be Fire Emblem Justice and Pride. To start off, I'm going to just explain what these tiers are, basically same as were for the Last Promise tier list. So the top is God. God basically is like a character that has basically been too good for the enemies, and also a character that hasn't really died. Great, pretty much same as God, but also like a character that's died a few times. Decent is a character is neither great or bad. It's basically average. There's a character I didn't really like using, but still use anyway. Bad is, well, bad. And benched is character I didn't use at all, and all died. So, like with the Last Promise, I'm going to start off with the character that joins first, all the way to the one that joins last. So here we got Travis, even though he's already available for one chapter. And at the bottom is Hermit. So let's begin with Travis. Travis, I'm not going to rank him really anywhere because he probably shouldn't really be in this list. But I'm going to put him in bench because you get him for one chapter and he dies. But he doesn't, thanks to the story. We're going to put him in bench for now. I mean, to be fair, his stats are kind of not great anyway. I mean, if you were to compare the two out of Travis and Aderyn easily outclasses him. So yeah, Travis in the benched. Next is Donovan, the Jagan of all Jagans. He does his job. He weakens other enemies for other units to kill. I think though I did eventually bench him because his stats are not the greatest in terms of like high stats. I think he has like really good HP and the rest is kind of like below his growth, so like below 30 I think, or 35. Donovan, I'm gonna put him I'm gonna put him meh. I'm gonna put him in meh column. He's either bad or great. He does his job as Jagan. That's really what Jagans do. Aderyn, let's put Aderyn God, shall we? I mean, pretty much most of the playthrough, Aderyn's kind of like there as a lord. Shouldn't really excel in anything apart from ice gun speed and luck. But when she promotes, she basically turns into the best unit in the game. I would think. Probably only beaten by Hermit. We'll talk about when you get to the end. So yeah, Aderyn, I would probably think is the best unit overall. I won't say she was my favorite though. Like before promotion, she was just kind of meh. But when she promotes, she probably did turn into the best unit. I think a super weapon. What was a super weapon called? Was it Exordium? Exordium is broken. Like gives like 2+2 in every single stat. I think I could be wrong. Not HP. So yeah, Aderyn is she's God. She's God or goddess. Next is Leon. I do use him. I thought he was decent. That's decent. I feel like he's probably better off as a hero because I think I did promote him to a Spartan, didn't I? And I think I promoted George as a hero. I use George as a hero more. Talk more about George in a minute. It's going up shortly. Leon, decent. Isn't really anything else to say. He's kind of there as a unit. He's not the best. He's not the worst. But I think as a like hero or Spartan, he does kind of get outclassed by the George and also the other potential Spartan in Stephen. So Leon, decent. Melinda, I have to be harsh, but I'm going to put Melinda in bad. I mean, with training, Melinda can become insane because I think the 5 promotions are insane overall because they get like magic, magic tomes on promotion, like the Harrier and the Malakanite, I think. See the Wyvern version. Also, she gets animal if you do promote her to Harrier. Obviously, you can't still promote her as a Falcon Eye, but why would you choose that when you can use magic as a Harrier? Yeah, Melinda, I'll probably put her in bed. I didn't really use her. Mainly because it's kind of is a bit difficult to train her, I would think. But thanks to her class, she's kind of not the worst unit. So yeah, I'm gonna put Lyndon bad. I'd say that. Next is George. No, Teddy. No. Oh, Jake. Is Teddy next? Getting it wrong. So Jake. Where's he gonna go? I'll go and put him in. I technically did bench him, didn't I? So I'm gonna put him benched. A bit harsh because I kind of wanted to use him, but at the same time I wanted to use others. I think we're training. I think Jake could be really good. In fact, it's a pretty cool skill. I was despoil. Where I get a chance of a red gem or hop on a kill. It's pretty nice. But eventually I did use like another Bardin. That was not Lucas or Jake. It's probably a bit harsh putting him bench, but I did bench him. I don't remember using him. Next is Teddy. God, probably the best unit. Really, probably only beaten by probably rivaled by George and well, actually next to units, Petty and George. Teddy, Petty, and George were probably the three best units along with Aderyn. But yeah, Teddy, he was great. I realised his skill that was able to hit it harder if he had more strength than enemies, which he had. Probably he was able to put that skill to good use because he obviously had more strength than a lot of units, enemies. So he pretty much did like a lot of one-shotting and enemies, which is quite cool and fun. But yeah, Teddy, I would probably think he was probably the best unit most of the time. Probably only beat by Aderyn and maybe matched by George. I think it was my favourite unit, Teddy. He's a very good warrior. I think next time I use him, my next let's play, I'll probably next playthrough of it. I might try him as a hero, see how it goes. But I think it will still be better as a warrior. Next is Penny. God, so good, really good healer. I think the only thing that kind of lets her down is her fighting skills. Yes, I think if I remember, she had like capped magic somehow. Like I think her magic was like 30, if I remember, 30 or 35, which is not very high. And yet she still capped it. It's weird. Yeah, as a fighter, not really that good, but as a utility unit, very good, best unit, I would think. Very good at staffs. Obviously, had a horsey and had a good movement to heal my units, and I never actually died. Was one of the few that never died. Had a lot of different units I died in the last play itself. Yeah, Penny, God. George, again in God. Probably the second best unit, or maybe third. He just had such good stats anyway. I mean, yes, he started off weak, and Sentry giving kills might be tricky, but I think once he gets a couple of levels under him, he can pretty much steamroll the game. I think I like to use him as a Spartan, but I think he's technically statistically better as a hero. And I was not disappointed as a hero. It was great as a hero. I think those four especially, Aderyn, Teddy, Penny, George, were probably the best units. I don't think there'll be anyone else in the gold column. Next, Damien. Oh, Damien. I like you as a character, but technically you're going in bad. Technically, he had the stats to be really good, but I think as well as the stats screwed Damien. The only good thing about him was that he was able to support Aderyn, and I can't quite remember what it actually gave. I think it gave like avoid or hit or damage. I can't remember. I didn't really pay attention. Yeah, it might be harsh putting Melinda and Damien in the bad column, but I have done anyway. Um, I think Damien was already really good at using staves, and was pretty much just there as a, as an extra kind of person that was able to use anima. But overall, I think it was just not that good. Yeah, I mean, I probably did get stat screwed a bit. I think it's kind of a shame because I knew he had the growth to kind of be absolutely insane, but that never happened. Next is Kara. I benched her. There's not much else to say. I probably could have used her, but I didn't. What else to say? Derek. I would say he was pretty great. I put in a great column. I can't remember how many times he died. I think he died twice or once. But that was because of my bad plays. It was very strong. Had very good luck. And even though it was not the actual kind of speedy archer, unlike the other one that you get, he still had pretty good speed, I think. I think he had like 20, if I remember. I think I had like 26 when he, at the very end, which is still pretty good. I mean, it's not as high as the other ones, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, Derek is really great. I think it was one of the best, not so great. No, I think it was one of the best, not so god characters that make sense. Next is Roderick. I benched him, even though I knew he had very good stats around him. When I checked his averages, like he had such good HP, very good strength and defense, but I didn't use him. I benched him. Nathaniel. Um, I definitely don't call him great because I felt like Nathaniel was a bit kind of overall. I mean, he was still a very good swordmaster, but definitely not a great one. Definitely not as good as Tekken or Kellic from Last Promise. I've got to put him decent. I feel though that I think out of the two, what's the other one's name? Is it Trisha? I think it's called Trisha. I think Trisha was probably still better than Nathaniel, but I didn't really use Trisha. I used Nathaniel because you get Nathaniel much earlier, and by the time you get Trisha, you probably would have leveled Nathaniel quite a lot, wouldn't you? Yeah, Nathaniel, decent. I probably could have put him great, but I felt like he could have been even better. And I mean, he could go in there, but I've got to put him decent. He still did pretty well as a swordmaster. Next is what's his name? Lucas. Trying to remember names. I had a reason, didn't I? I put him benched. I think out of all the potential paladins, he could have been the best, but I didn't use him. I went to straight to the bench. I don't know if I use characters or not. Stephen, I definitely used. He died though at pretty much the second last chapter, which was was the second last? No, I think it was in Endgame 1. I think I remember. Oh, decent or great? I mean, most of the time, Stephen was pretty great. He had such good defenses. It was just that his defenses all went down. I think that was really the kind of thing that kind of killed him. His defenses. Overall, though, he had great offenses. Like he's probably the best offensive unit that you get. I'm just gonna say that now. Even better than the other three, but obviously, yeah, he died. I'll put him great. It was great most of the time. He just died at the very end. I was kind of sad about it, if I remember. Next is Ty or Tyler. Was it Tyler? No, it's Tyler. I figured of Dark World Remain of Light. This guy's all Ty. Yeah, bench didn't really use. I didn't need to use him anyway because I had Penny, who was an absolute god. So Tyler didn't use. Misha, what's her name? Misha. I didn't use her, didn't I? Or at least I think I didn't use her for after the drawing chapter. She did the job as a thief. I've got her in there. I think though, I think she had like a really good skill where she was. I can't remember what it is, but I think like kind of nullified resistance or something. I can't remember, but I think she had like a really good skill which I had to really take note of. I put in a mech on because she does a job as a thief. What more can you say? Uh, Liz, I benched her because I was using Teddy and Teddy was amazing. Not much else to say. Next is Ella. I know that Ella is potentially really good. But I benched her because I use using Damien. Um, Next is Nissa. Um, Nissa. I was putting meh. Um, did I use her as a Harrier? Or did I eventually bench her, or did she die? I don't know. I think I did eventually bench her, if I remember. Yeah, I think Nissa was pretty good. Um, like the first couple of chapters that she was in. But after that, I think I did eventually bench her. I think probably because I didn't really have the space. Um, or did she die? I can't remember. She was alright. She was alright. Charles, probably one of the more forgettable characters. I'd benched him because you already get Aderyn, and she's basically the same class as Charles. Dan didn't use benched. There's gonna be a lot of bench characters. Next is Crystal. Crystal as a dancer, she's alright. Not much else to say. Put in there. I mean, she's a dancer if you need one. Not that I actually used her. Um, I technically did bench her to be honest, didn't I? Yeah, I put in bench. Didn't use her. I mean, she does her job as a dancer. And also, before I forget, I'm gonna rearrange the columns a bit. Like, say for example, if I want to put Nathaniel in front of Leon like this, nope, like that. There we go. But that would mean like the further left they are, the better for that character. So the furthest to the right, the worse that they were. If it makes sense. But I'll do it at the end. Next is Tabitha or Tabitha. Tabitha. I'll show you Ben else's name. Tabitha I didn't really use, and she was benched. Because I already had Derek. Next is Trisha. Again, I didn't use because I had Nathaniel. Luigi. Luigi. Probably one of the more interesting characters in the whole hack. I just don't know where to put him because I kind of wanted to use him, but at the same time I couldn't because I just want to use other characters as well. Like you could pretty much cheese a game with him once you like get the warp staff and you can pretty much warp skip chapters. But why would you do that? Where would the fun be in that? By skipping chapters. I mean, technically, I probably would put him in decent. He's kind of the meme unit. Both for one. I'll put him in decent. I didn't really use him, but I'm putting him in decent because I can. Next is Nesta. I think I actually remember that Nesta didn't actually die. I think it was one of the few, along with the god characters that didn't die. I'm gonna put Nesta in great. He had a slow start, but I think once I promoted him, he was pretty much all right, and he didn't die, which is kind of rare for me to say because I think a lot of these characters did die at least once. I mean, you could a bit high for great though. No, I'll put him great because he didn't die. If that making sense. Next is Carmen. I'm trying to remember all these names. Carmen, I kind of used her for a bit. I eventually benched her. That's probably bad. a bit harsh, but I didn't really like her as a female. Like she's like the second Jagan, and her growths aren't great either. If she had like higher growths, and I would put it a bit higher, but she's going in bad. Hate to go in bad. Next is Sire. He was great, Sire. Yes, he died once, I think. I know it's twice because he died like he got absolutely wrecked by Kaelia, the dragon. I think that was funny. That was funny that when he died in front of Kaelia when Kaelia critted him. He was great though. I mean, it was very tanky. I don't really have many issues with him. I think the other time that he died was on that Port City chapter where you fight Albert Sage. Yeah, it was great though. Even though he died. Ganymede. Again, like with Luigi, he's a kind of meme unit you can use, but you don't have to. He was meh. I kind of wanted to use him, but I eventually didn't use him. But I think next time I'll do a playthrough. I'll use him and I'll see how he works as a higher statted unit. Next is Ivan. Ivan. Great. Put him great. I think he died a few times. Might have been twice or once. Definitely was 3 times. I think it was like twice. Yeah, Ivan, very good. Not as good as an axe user as Teddy, but he was very good as a brigand. No, berserker. And very good as a pirate. I did use him though. Sorry, no, I didn't use him as much as Teddy. I think, even though I still used him. He was my second axe user, and I'm finding great. Next is Levy. I think that's his name, Levy. Again, like with Carmen, just his growths just aren't good enough for endgame. I would think. Yeah, not much else to say. I didn't really use him properly, but I just know that his growths just weren't that great either, and his spaces are not that great either. But I mean, basically, said with Carmen, but at least Carmen can kind of have some use, whereas Levy is. I mean, out of the two, Levy and Misha easily outclasses him. Like if we were to use Misha, then Misha would easily outclass him. I would think. Next is Nefats, and the interesting thing about Nefats is that his name is name backwards is Stefan. Who's that Soulmaster from FV Radiant Dawn, was it? Of Radiance? It's one of the two. I didn't really notice that until now. So Nefats, I used him for one chapter when he joined, but after that I didn't use him because I was already using Nathaniel. But when he joined, he was good help killing the enemies as we were trying to escape. Next, Katarina. Katarina. Definitely not in God, but I'll put it in like a very high grade. She died a few times, but that was because of me trying to train her up. If she hadn't died, though, I probably would have put her in a top tier, but that's not the case. I think she had like cap stats everywhere apart from defense. She was insane with training. Naya didn't use benched. Truvor, I think. Truvor I didn't use. Benched. Risha I didn't use because I don't like him. Benched. Phineas I used for a bit because I kind of needed Paladin. I didn't train either Lucas or Jake. So put him decent. I don't think he died. Did he die? I don't think he did. Next is Erwin. Again, another character I didn't use once I recruited him because I was already using Teddy. So he goes in benched. Theodora. Did I use her? No, I didn't. Benched. Clint. Benched. I think all these are pretty much going in benched. Except Hermit and Simon. I remember using them. Kara benched. Fountain bench. Magnus benched. And Hestia. I think that's her name. Hestia. Benched. Hope. I think I benched. And last two, Simon and Hermit. Simon I did use for at least a couple of chapters then, and I did bench him because I didn't have any space. I got him decent. You know, he was very tanky, really good stats, very strong, good HP, just very tanky if you need one. And lastly, Hermit. I want to put him God because he can pretty much solo the last few chapters for you if you really get screwed in terms of characters, along with Aderyn. Yeah, I'm gonna put him God. I mean, it might be a bit high because you only get him for like 3 chapters, 4 chapters. I don't know. I think it's 4 chapters, but yeah, I would. I mean, it might be a bit high, but I'm gonna put him there anyway because you know I can. So that is all the characters. It's actually not as long as the video as last promise. Medical I benched a lot of units because I didn't want to use them. So for now, I'm gonna rearrange some of the tiers. I might actually move some characters, especially on the bench because there's quite a lot of characters that I benched. Okay, so here Aderyn is probably just gonna stay where she is. Teddy just out of George, that's fine by me. Penny, I'll leave that in that order to be honest. Right, great. Let's see, let's put Nesta here. I don't think Nesta died. I think he's the only one on Nesta here that didn't die. I think all the others did, if I remember. Isaiah's going last because he died at the last chapter, which is pretty funny. Katarina be next to Nesta. Stephen ahead of Ivan and Derek at the back. Next to Isaiah. Decent column. We're going to put Nathaniel ahead of Leon. Could leave those 3 where they are. Might just rearrange Simon to there. Phineas to here. Let's not do that. The mayor column. I think we'll have Donovan there where he is. Might just rearrange Ganymede next to Donovan. And this as well. Like that. Right, the 4 worst. Carmen. I got to put Damien in the back. It was. I think Damien was easily the worst of the what guys that I used. Like I think it was slightly stat screwed. Either that or I just didn't give enough levels, which might have been the case. But I think it was stat screwed either way because I knew he had very good stats around about him. Looking at his averages. I think we could put Carmen ahead of Melinda, and that'll be it for that. As for bench, there's a lot of characters are benched. I think I might have been a few I had to use for a bit, and I eventually benched. Geez, I don't remember using any of these. Did I use Hope? No, I don't think I did. Travis shouldn't even be there. He's not, he only gave him 1 chapter. I think I'll move Kara. I think I might use Kara for 2 chances and I did venture. I'll put him there. I think that could be it. I don't think I'll move anyone else. A lot of these characters that are benched are, I think that's more than last promise. So that's it for this tier list video. I'll just recap. So in the God, I have Aderyn. Well, I have Aderyn, Teddy, George, Penny, Hermit. Just don't know. You might not see the cursor. If if you do, then there we are. I don't know why I mentioned it, but I might have turned off the cursor being able to be recorded. Great. Got Nesta, Katerina, Stephen, Ivan, Derek, and Isaiah. Decent. Got Nathaniel, Leon, Simon, Phineas, and Luigi. In the meh is Donovan, Ganymede, Nissa, Misha, Nithats, and Kara. In the bad is Carmen, Belinda, Levy, and Damien. And the bench, we got pretty much half of what I had is Travis. I'm not going to remove the bench cards, I didn't even use them at all. It's got Travis, Jake, Roderick, Lucas, Tyler, Liz, Ella, Charles, Dan, Crystal, Tabitha, Trisha, Naya, Juva, Richter, Irvin, Theodora, Clint, Cara, Valentin, Magnus, Hestia, and Hope. So that's it. Enjoyed watching, and thank you very much. That is my second tier list video. The third one is the one I'm probably looking forward to the most, is Dark Order Maiden of Light. I will do that next week after when this video is up, which should probably be on like the third tier list. I'll probably do like a week after this video. So if you enjoyed watching, then thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.